And do you think that maybe one day, this is speculative, of course, but one day we're going to find a theory that, it's so beautiful and so complete that you can just derive like every single theory that we know now. Like every theory, every classical quantum theory that we have now is just a subset of this magnificent theory.
Well, the universe never ceases to surprise us, so I don't, really
True.
don't know. It may be the
True.
case.
Yeah.
And the history of science shows us that beauty is not enough for theory. It's really good. I mean, there are many things that are really beautiful in science and work. But ultimately, the universe doesn't care about this, so it should work in the universe. And that's the idea of what you mentioned is the idea of unification. So if we have a final theory that have all other theories in it, in principle, you're able to get all the other theories out of it. But it's not that simple. Also, even if you know the fundamental theory and if unified fundamental theory, suppose that I give you the fundamental theory of particle physics at the moment, at least, which is the quantum field theory. No one is ever able to explain the work of heart. You're using that quantum field theory. There's several levels of complexity, and you have to have effective theory. So, for example, biology is an effective theory, which is valid on the level of meters and centimeters and all those things. And it's really hard to really derive it from quantum field theory, but we know that it's basically derived from there. So it's
Mm-hmm.
true and not true at the same time. So
It
in
works.
principle, you can do that, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. And also, there's kind of this mystery aspect, right? Where you say, you could present to me a theory, and it's like, okay, well, now explain consciousness.
oh, that's another
Things.
story. Yeah, consciousness is
Yeah,
really what that stands out. I'm not a philosopher, obviously, so what I say, just take it with a grain of salt. But
yeah.
you know about the qualia, which philosophers talk about. So basically, the feeling of, so you see something that is red, and that the redness, the feeling of redness, or the feeling of warmth, cold, all those things, these are really challenging to explain using physics. I'm not saying that it's not I mean, not physics, but just
Hmm.
different viewpoints on that. And this is really the hard. It's called the hard problem of consciousness.
Yeah, and at the
Yeah.
end of the day, everything that is in the universe is natural and is a consequence of, the initial conditions of the universe just evolving over time. And so there is, I hope that there is an explanation to most of the things that we see, and especially like consciousness, at least in our local universe here on Earth, is so like widespread. You see so many different types of like animals and whatever, and they seem to be pretty conscious. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at the same time, there's no way for me to tell that anything else is really conscious. But this is getting really into the
Yeah.
philosophical side.
Yeah.
I I I really, I don't know, the I have hope for the future of theories and explain the ability to explain things.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. That's the
Mm-hmm.
hope that we'll live by in science, at
For
least.
sure.